You're listening to the Visibly Fit podcast. Hey, I'm your host, Wendie Pett, and every week I'll give you holistic, practical solutions for everyday issues related to nutrition, healing, functional fitness, and behavior modifications. As a naturopath, fitness expert, and wellness coach for over 20 years, my goal is to empower you to reach for greater health and to rise up to your next level of living in mind, body, and spirit. You were created with greatness in mind. It's time to own it. Are you with me? Then let's dive in. Hey, welcome to the Visibly Fit podcast. I'm your host, Wendie Pett. It is so good to be with you today. Thank you for taking your precious time to spend it with me. Well, if you are watching on YouTube, I am sporting my Texas Rangers World Series champions hat, ball cap. That's right. 2023 champions. I'm so excited. While I have lived half of my life in Minnesota, I'm still a Texas girl. And this is the first time the Texas Rangers have won the World Series. They became a team in 1961. So 62 years it took them to become champions. And man, I just want to celebrate. So big shout out to the Texas Rangers, way to go. But I was just in Texas for my dad's 80th birthday, and my mom said, "Do you want one of these ball caps?" And I said, "Absolutely. I want to sport that hat and to give a shout out to the Rangers. They deserve it. They worked so hard for 62 years. What a lesson to be learned in that, right? To continually persevere until you get that championship status. And of course, they won't stop here. Their goal, I'm sure, would be champions again next year. But wow, what a win to finally get there. And we were in Texas to celebrate my dad's 80th. It was so much fun. He was surprised. He was so just taken back. I mean, he had tears in his eyes. It was so sweet. I showed up and surprised him. And then my husband, Todd, showed up. And then we had a little surprise party at the house on his actual day of his birthday. And then a couple of days later, we had a bowling party, which was super fun because he's on a bowling league. And we had about 35 people there. I mean, he was just blown away. So it was so fun just to celebrate and love on my dad like that. But Texas is amazing. Texas is my home. It's my home. I will continue to say y'all. That's right. I will. And to think about the sports teams from Texas as my sports team. So again, way to go, Texas Rangers. And speaking of sports teams and just athletics in general, we're going to be talking about that today. Not sports per se, but movement, moving your body, getting in workouts into your day. While we may not be professional athletes, we have the opportunity to get our body moving. And in fact, you must get your body moving all throughout the day. Most people are living a sedentary lifestyle, and it's killing us. It is, they always say, the quote unquote, they say that sitting is the new smoking. Well, it's been that conversation for several years now. But yes, sitting is just as detrimental to the body as smoking. And so you have to move your body. I don't know what you do for a living, and I don't know kind of your habitual routine of your lifestyle. But if you are not moving your body, I'm here to give you a push, a loving push. The American Heart Association says that just walking 30 minutes a day, 4 times a week, can dramatically, massively change the outcome of your heart health and decrease the risk for heart failure. And so we have 30 minutes a day, 4 days a week. We really do. Okay. So it's really about mapping out your day, figuring out and being intentional about your movement so that you can live a longer life. I mean, God knows the number of our days, but we need to take better care of our body, this vehicle, so that we can fulfill our greatest call, and that's to glorify God, of course, but to fulfill our calling fully. And that's with a healthy body, a healthy mind, healthy spirit, healthy emotions. But we need that body. We need that vehicle. to get us there. And so how do we get little mini workouts into our day? So that's what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about movement hacks, like exercise hacks. How do we get this into our day? 2 episodes ago, episode 116, I shared about kitchen hacks. And some of you said, oh my goodness, I never knew about that kitchen hack or ways to incorporate that particular healthy way of eating into my lifestyle. So that was very helpful. So if you haven't listened or watched that episode, go and check it out. But it was also, some people are like, oh my goodness, I forgot about that hack. And so I'm hoping that this particular episode will be similar, that you'll either be reminded of ways to get an exercise and movement into your day, or maybe it will be revealed to you for the first time and you'll kind of have one of those aha moments of, oh, okay, I don't have to go to the gym and spend an hour at a time to work out. I can do this throughout my day and start making movement part of my lifestyle. Again, the body starts to atrophy just after 20 minutes of not working against gravity. So if you are sitting all day long, you need to stand up. You need to do some calf raises. You need to do some squats. If you're standing all the time, squat down or do some calf raises. We have to work against gravity. Instead of taking elevators and escalators, take the stairs. Always take the stairs. It really does make a big difference. Does it take a little bit longer? Sure. Not a lot longer, but a little bit longer. I was just at a conference speaking not too long ago, and I was on floor 12 or 13, and I took the stairs as much as possible. And I'm telling you, yes, I felt it. I was a little sore, but it was so worth it because I know it was good for my heart. I always felt energized, especially like midday when you have those midday slumps. And we were able to take a break and go back to our room for whatever reason. Instead of taking the elevator, I took the stairs and all of a sudden I had more energy. That slump was gone. So a lot of times you just need movement. Don't reach for caffeine. Don't reach for sugar. Please, please, please don't. Your body just needs movement. We need to get the blood pumping, the heart going. And also, it will help with clarity of mind and help you have a better attitude and just, release those positive endorphins, that dopamine, so that you are a happier person when you are moving. Okay. So movement matters. So let's get those mini exercises, those little mini movement moments into your day. And so here are a few hacks that I do that you might find helpful, or maybe it's something that you're like, nah, I never really considered that. That's a great idea. So I'm going to go over a few of these. Again, some of these you probably know, but again, they are reminders, and hopefully it will encourage you to get movement into your day during your work day and also just your regular lifestyle day. When I am doing things I do all the time, like, every day, like brush my teeth or dry my hair, things like that, I will do squats while I'm brushing my teeth, or I'll do calf raises. Same thing with blow drying my hair, squats or calf raises or something, even some lunges. You can do, get creative with your movement, but why not? Why not like double up on your effort if you're just doing that same routine over and over every day, and you can incorporate some movement, even if it's like little side steps while you're brushing your teeth, or walking around the bathroom or around the house while you're brushing your teeth. Getting movement really does matter, and every step counts. It really does. So starting to change your routine that way is a big deal. I mentioned about the stairs, but what about like stairs at home? I am a big fan of just running up and down the stairs, 5 to 10 times if I'm feeling a little kind of like I need energy. I was mentioning that earlier. It will give you the energy you need, and you're going to get that blood pumping, the heart going, blood pumping, and you're going to feel so much better. So if you're feeling tired, go for the stairs. Always go for the stairs. What about like during, while you're doing other chores around the house, like vacuuming? Vacuuming is already a good workout, actually. But what if you did some walking lunges while you vacuum? Why not? Or do a squat here and there while you vacuum. Or what about when you're just out walking in general? Why not do some little, walking lunges in between your normal stride? You don't mix it up. Walk backwards. Do a side shuffle. Mix it up so that your body is not always doing the same thing and you're working your muscles differently. I promise your body will thank you. And even do some like little quick, sprints. Maybe you want to do like a jog or a full on sprint for, 30 seconds and then go back to your walk. Those are great ways to increase the cardiovascular health that maybe you're working on, or just getting in extra exercise into your day. But I think a lot of times too, people think they have to spend that, full 30 minutes or an hour doing something very, very strenuous. And I want you to know that, something is always better than nothing, right? So what if you did 3, 5, 7-minute kind of workouts at a time and did several of those throughout the day? Would that be beneficial? Absolutely. And so I have shared this before, but I'm going to share it again, that, a lot of times I'll just do a series of punch outs as fast as I can, right? And you're going to get your heart rate going, or punch ups where you're punching up really fast. You're going to get your heart rate going, doing 30 to 60 seconds of those moves. And then even the Orchestra Conductor. And I've shown you this before, but it's where your arms come up over your head and out by your side, and you go really, really fast. Okay. I promise this is going to help the ticker, help the heart big time. And I'm going to share something with you. I actually read this in, it's called, it was just an article from San Francisco Classical Voice. And I want to give the author credit. I want to say it's Janos Garibin. Forgive me if I botched that name. But anyway, she wrote about the life expectancy of famous orchestra conductors. And she shares that Metropolitan Life Insurance did a study, and it showed that orchestra conductors live 38% longer than the general population. Isn't that amazing? Because of the cardiovascular exercise that they do on a continual basis, getting their arms up above their heart, and they're constantly moving and doing a cardiovascular workout with their upper body. And it's strengthening their heart, their lungs. It improves posture, flexibility, balance, reduces pain and stress, aids in weight loss, and it raises those endorphin levels. So this is fantastic. I also know, and I'm sure you do too, that music is very healing to the soul, to the cells. And so having this movement along with the incredible sound of the orchestra is healing for their body as well. But man, just having that cardiovascular upper body routine that they are doing, why wouldn't we copy that? Why wouldn't we emulate that as much as possible? Does it mean you have to, do this for several hours a day? No, but even, a 3 to 5 minute workout doing the orchestra conductor movement is going to reap massive benefits. So thinking outside the box will really change the ways in which you maybe see workouts. Maybe you have like some time at work where you have a break time. Okay, what if you start doing active rest instead of just going and sitting down? And in that active rest, again, it can be 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes. I don't care if it's 1 minute. Doing something, again, is better than nothing. What if you start doing, you did push-ups, or you did jumping jacks, or high knees, or butt kicks, or skaters, or hey, burpees. Everybody loves burpees. You're probably saying, no, I don't. I don't like burpees. No, not too many people love burpees. I do think I like burpees. I actually do. I don't love them, but I do like them, and they're very beneficial. So using your time in a way that is going to maximize your health is a mindset thing as well. And it's something that you have to be disciplined on so that your body starts to realize, oh, wow, She means business. Like, I'm not going to just sit around. I'm going to use this time wisely. What about when you are in the kitchen cooking? That's, sitting there watching water boil. That's time wasted. So what are you going to do during that time? Do some squats, do some jumping jacks, do some Visibly Fit 7x11 exercises, do some push-ups off the counter, do something. I don't care what it is. Do something. If you're married, your spouse may think you're a little nuts, but that's okay. Your dog, your cats, they may look at you a little strange, your kids, but that's okay. Remember, they are more is caught than taught as well. And so people are watching you. And when you start to move your body, it's going to start taking off for them as well. They're going to say, "Oh, I see. She's moved. She's on the move. She's on the move." And this is healthy. And so hopefully they would catch on and start doing it as well. What about when you're watching television? Come on. Most people watch television. Even we have a favorite TV show or two. And what are you doing? Are you sitting on the couch watching, or are you on the floor using a foam roller and rolling out your muscles, your sore muscles? Or are you stretching? Or are you doing some, doing an ab routine? Or maybe every commercial break, you get up and you do jumping jacks or burpees or something, right? Like in the beginning, you're going to say, "Oh, I don't feel like it." But I promise once you do it, it's going to be like, "Ah, that felt great. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to do it again." And then your body gets used to not just sitting around, and it gets more used to being on the move. You feel better. And of course, you will start to release unhealthy, unwanted pounds. And you're going to feel better about yourself, and you're going to have more energy. And that's what we want. So thinking about your time differently is important. What about if you have meetings? Remember, I mentioned I want a walking pad for Christmas. I'm sure my husband wants one too. Maybe we'll both get one. But if you have a meeting and you normally go and meet them for coffee or lunch or whatever it is, change it. Change it to a walking meeting. And maybe it's a walking meeting over Zoom, or maybe it's a walking meeting together around the lake or at the mall or something like that, right? Get creative with your time spent where you'll probably be better at your problem solving and within that meeting, because your blood is pumping, your mind is activated, and you think more clearly when you're on the move. So that could actually be beneficial for you. So think about that in terms of, okay, I'm going to start moving during my meetings instead of just sitting behind my desk on the phone. How can you get more creative with your meetings and that kind of thing? I've also seen, I think you've probably seen them too, but they have like these little like bicycle pedals that you can put either, under your desk and pedal your legs, or even at home if you're sitting in the chair and you just want to get some movement in. I know it shows people a little more mature in years using them, but let me tell you, movement is movement. So let's get the ego and all that set aside and let's get creative. If that works for you and that makes sense for you, do it. Get one of those little pedals or a walking pad or something, just so you are starting to move and think of your days differently, because that's going to be very impactful. Even something like those stress balls. I have one around here. I should have brought it with me. But anyway, those stress balls or like those grip handles. This is great. It doesn't just relieve stress. It's also great for your grip. So your forearm and your hands and that kind of thing. That's exercise, right? That doesn't mean that's the only thing you do, but maybe that's something that you incorporate in your day. And so I really want to encourage you, again, to think creative about your workouts. It doesn't have to be something intense, but it does need to be where you're constantly thinking of moving. I usually have my patients do an exercise every time they go to the bathroom, or I encourage them to start thinking that way. And mainly because hopefully they are drinking more water than they're used to drinking. So half of your body weight in ounces of water every day is kind of the general goal. And so if that's the case, they're probably in the bathroom more often. And so that's something they're already doing. So what if they just did a 30-second or 60-second cardio burst after they go to the bathroom? Then it starts to create that neurological association of bathroom exercise. So what is it in your world, in your day, that you could attach an exercise to that particular activity? Maybe it's going to the you did not hear that. Copy machine. Maybe you're making copies of something and you can attach an exercise to that. Or maybe every time you write an email or send an email or open an email, then you do an exercise like really quickly. You may be up and moving quite a bit if you get a lot of emails, but I don't know, gamify it. Start to work it into your lifestyle so that it fits for you. And that gamification kind of works for me. I enjoy that. And I don't know, it just makes sense for me. But you have to plan those workouts, even those little mini workouts, because this is a good hack, but you have to plan it, even the hacks, right? Because if you don't plan it, it won't happen. So maybe it's at the top of the hour. Maybe it's at the bottom of the hour. Maybe it's at the top and the bottom of the hour that you move. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's, I don't know. Your day is your day, but figure it out and plan it so that you can start to create that habit stacking opportunity and it starts to become more habitual. Okay. And, maybe for lunchtime, most people are just, I don't know, scrolling through social media or reading a book or whatever. And that's fine too, taking some downtime and reading a book. But you don't need a full hour for lunch. So what if you ate lunch and then went for, even if it's a 15-minute walk, maybe it's even just right around your office or around your home. If you work out at home or if you work at home, you can just walk around your home and a couple times and just, it helps with aid in digestion also. So that's something to consider during your lunchtime. Put in those little mini workouts. And I promise, that's a great hack that will allow you to get in more steps in your day. What if you, on your commute to work, what if you don't drive a car? Instead, maybe you're taking a bus to work or you're on the tram, depending on where in this country you live and the accessibility to those things. But say you're on a bus. What if you got off of the bus a stop or two earlier than the stop that you actually want to get off on? Then you can walk the rest of the way. Just an idea, only if it's safe and that kind of thing. But it's just an idea. Again, a way to think about things differently. What about if you are into going to the health club, which if you are, that's totally cool. You know that I'm all about using your body. Your body is your gym, right? So you don't have to go to the gym. But if you want to, and if that's really something you desire to do and you're paying for a membership anyway, then get there. But how do you do that? Go ahead and have your bag packed and do not come home first. After work, go straight to the gym or go straight to the gym and then go to work. But always do it around that time frame where you don't come home first and get all cozy and comfortable and that kind of thing, because then it'll never happen. Okay. In the car, if you are driving and commuting to work, you can do even those punch outs, like you've got your foot on the brake. You could do those punch outs in the car while you're at a stop sign or stop light. And while you're waiting for it to turn green, then, just punch it out and you're going to get a good cardio workout in. Now, the people next to you in their vehicle may think you're a little strange, but that's okay. It's okay, because this is about your health and your well-being. So we just have to learn to not be so worried about what other people think, right? I'm getting better at that as I'm getting older, but I still have my moments, just like maybe you do too. But I promise, if you start to think of your days differently and incorporate these little mini workouts and find what works for you, find little exercise movement hacks that you can do that will make a difference in your health and your well-being, and do this on a steady basis, you're going to reap the benefits. I've shared before that I started rolling right out of bed and doing 20 to 30 push-ups in the morning. I'm still like half asleep, but I've been getting them in for several months now. And that's been really powerful for me. Maybe you just walk in place. I've seen people at meetings, literally, or at conferences, and they are on the sidelines or in the back, and they're just stepping. They're just kind of walking in place, right? But hey, I mean, does it look a little funny? Yeah, a little bit. And it's a little distracting, but they're getting in their steps. So there's always ways around it, right? As far as when I say sedentary lifestyle, because the is killing us. That sedentary lifestyle is a slow killing process. Okay. It starts to, again, atrophy the body. It starts to, affect our organs and affect you just need to move. We need that blood pumping, and we need those positive endorphins and dopamine so that we are happier, healthier people. So I would love to hear from you as you maybe have some exercise or movement hacks that maybe I didn't mention here. There's a lot, right? There's a lot of them, but I just threw a couple out that I like to do, and hopefully it'll spur something in your mind that you're like, yeah, you know what? I do this a lot, and maybe I can attach some push-ups with it or some jumping jacks, and get you to start thinking differently so that you reap the benefits, honestly. Now, I'm talking a lot about heart, but our lungs are important too. And I really, really can't stress it enough. I mean, we need to build up our immune system this time of year. If you're listening to this live time in November, this is a time when a lot of people are getting ill, right? Like they're not getting as much vitamin D because the days are darker, longer, or, it gets darker earlier. So you're not getting outside. Most people aren't as much as they were before in the summer. They're more stressed out. There's less sleep, especially around all the holidays and that kind of thing. So it's so important that you build up and boost your immune system. It's important that you keep your lungs healthy, your heart healthy, all of this for so you can skip being ill, right? And so part of the way I like to keep my lungs healthy is by using the Breather Fit device. And I've shared this before. I did an incredible interview with Mark Carboni, and I want to make sure that you have this device. If you are dealing with COPD or any kind of just compromised lung health, you need this device. If you are an athlete and want to get stronger and have more stamina and build up your lungs so that you can be a better athlete, this is for you. If you are someone who is a vocal, if you're a singer or if you play an instrument, a wind instrument, this is for you. There's multiple different devices based on your needs, but I'm telling you, it's a game changer. So make sure you go to the link in the show notes, and I have a $12 discount with this link. And I promise you will see a difference in your lung capacity, which can also help you as you are working on better cardiovascular health, maybe going up and down the stairs. It all works together. So go ahead and get that device. Go to the show notes go to these show notes and go to the link that I have provided here and get your $12 discount with that. So, all right. Blessings, and thank you for listening to this episode of Visibly Fit. I hope this inspires you. Hopefully you heard maybe one or two like movement hacks to get in some mini movement moments in your day, or you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to think of this differently. Maybe you drive your car a lot. And so maybe you need to pull over and run around the car a couple times. Like, literally do the weird thing, okay? Until it becomes not so weird, so that you are a healthier human being, all right? Do the work because you deserve it. All right, God bless you, and thanks for tuning into this episode, and share it with others, and please give a rating and review. Greatly appreciate it. And if you are looking for a program that gets you on track, finally, in your food, whole food, plant-based, your exercise, mindset, spiritual component, all the above, and have a community of accountability partners, you need to check out my Visibly Fit 7-week accelerator course. And you can find that at wendiepett.com, or you can go to getvisiblyfit.com to learn more. But I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have. But let's get started. This is your year. Let's do it. It's not too late. All right. God bless. And we'll catch you next time. Take care.
Well, that's a wrap for today's show. So thank you so much for tuning in. I love spending this time with you. To learn more and get more free resources, just head on over to wendiepett.com. And thank you in advance for sharing this episode and this podcast, following and subscribing not only to this podcast, but finding me on social media, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you are. I'm probably there too. Until next week and our next podcast time together, make it a Visibly Fit day.